Good morning, y'all. I just seen something that I thought I would never ever see. It's not a big deal, but it just got me thinking, like, wow. And since I got my iPod here and my little vent clip that April got me, I decided to record a random video because it just got me thinking, like, we really got to be more mindful of what we do around our kids because they mimic what we do. Whether it's right or wrong, whether we tell them or not, they are going to think that's how you do things. So it's just a random video, and again, it just got me thinking, like, I'm just past the bus stop. I'm on my way to the gym, and I just seen this little boy, my skin color. I don't know. He's maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9. He was crossing the street, so, you know, I slowed down, let him cross the street, and he was scratching his head. And he couldn't really cross the street fast enough because he was just scratching his head, you know. But he was, what we call it back in the day, bald rabbit, whatever. He was just, you know, bald, you know, haircut, just, you know, bald fade. He was scratching his head. Then he started doing this. And I was just like, oh my God. And I despise doing that. That's why one of the reasons I don't like to wear, you know, weaves a long time. I caught my dog, and this whole, you know, it just got me thinking, you know, yeah, little boy, he was doing this. And I caught Lauren doing that years and years ago. And I was watching her, I'm like, Lauren. I said, I'm like, scratch your head. She said, I am. But she was still doing it. I'm like, and I told her, I say, you saw that being done, right? Probably by me or somebody else. She was like, yeah. I'm like, do you know why we do that as African American women? You know, why I do it anyway, African American women. I'm like, that came from, well, what I was told, and the reason I was doing it, you know, like, whether you have a weave or not, if you are going to get a relaxer, you know, and you don't want to scratch your head, you was told, don't scratch your head because when you get that relaxer, it's going to burn. No, you wouldn't dig in your head when it would itch, you would just do that. I said, that's where that came from. If I'm wrong, you know, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. And she was just like confused. I'm like, yeah. I said, if your head itch, I said, you know, of course it needs to be watched, but if it itch, scratch your head. I said, doing that padding and stuff, I said, that came from, you know, we needed relaxers and we didn't want to scratch our head until it was time to get a relaxer. Or, you know, you see a lot of people with weaves in or whatever do it because they can't really get down in there between those braids and stuff. I'm assuming, and you know, they would do that. And I told her, I'm like, I just hate to see anybody do that. I'm like, baby, don't do that. And she was really confused. She really thought that was part of scratching your head. So it just got me thinking, man, if we don't teach our kids, okay, why you doing it? That ain't how that's done. They won't know. Just simple stuff like that. And it just got me thinking, like, wow, this little boy walking around across the street, scratching it. I mean, he did it. He was doing it too, y'all. I'm like, oh my God. So that's a random video. It's something that make you go, All right, y'all. Have a great day. Talk to your kids. All right. Bye.